Yo, I'm also thinking it's okay. You go live, and then like Instagram. Then you invite somebody. What language are you going to speak in English? Okay, and then you invite somebody. I go live, and why is matching me with random strangers?
No way. That's
I
so
swear it
weird.
was like open talk, and I was like, wait, no, and it was just random people. I guess they just want to talk to like Omegle type shit.
Oh my God, that's so
Yo,
weird.
that had me. Yo, that had me
That's
tripping. I'm
that's
like, hold up.
that's so weird that that's a feature, not so weird that like they're doing it because people do it on Omegle, but I guess this is the safer option. People don't see your I don't know. I don't know. Like people can't see your face and take a picture and then just boop, put it in Google image search and try to find who
Right,
you are or whatever.
right, yo.
That's
So,
so
okay,
weird.
right? Oh my gosh. I was like, wait, hold up. I'm not trying to go live with random people. Like, hold on there. Yo. All right, so let me do my intro or whatever.
Okay.
All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Muse Sessions. It's your host, Valerie, back with another session. And today we have a very, very, very special guest, one of my closest friends, Anzyre. Say what's up.
Hey. Hi. How are you?
Oh, by the way, okay, this is such a weird setup for me because like I've been doing it alone, so I just film from my camera, but then I
Mm.
just got a mic, so I gotta add this audio too. But my camera died, so I have like ring lights. I'm recording on my computer, and then I have the phone.
You got a whole setup. I wish I could see
Whole
it.
setup. All I need is a
She
little
said,
booth.
I am a whole production team.
Nah, literally though, this is insane. So yes, Anzyre, it's been a minute since we've spoken for real, with our deep
It really is.
conversations.
For real.
And I'm really excited to really have my first collab with you, of course.
Hmm.
Yo, I miss you, man.
It's been so long since we've had like a conversation. So it's
For
good
real.
that I feel like it's good that we're having this right now because it's so easy for us to have conversations. So it's like we'll be alright, we'll be good.
Sure, for sure. Okay, so before we hop into our topics, I just wanted to start off by doing a mental health check. How are you doing on this fine? Is it evening yet or is it still afternoon?
I would say it was evening. I'd say from like starting from 4 and on is more of like the evening. 4 is when people start coming out of work or like
Facts,
getting
facts.
ready to come out of work, stuff like that. It's more for me. I view it as more evening. I don't really be like for an afternoon. I'm I'm doing well. I actually slept in really late today. Well, technically, I didn't really sleep in late. I didn't go to bed till like 4:30. I was
Oh my god.
reading. It
Yo, I saw that
was
on your story. You're becoming
it
a
was
bookworm.
like yes, it was like 12 when I started. And I knew it was 12. I realized it was 12, but I was just like reading my life away like I was just reading it whatever. And then when I looked at my phone when I finished the book, it was 4:30 in the morning. I said, "Oh my god. It's 4:30 in the morning." And it was like to the point where I wasn't even like tired, but I kind of forced myself to go to sleep because I was like, "It's 4:30 in the morning. Like,
Facts,
what are you doing?" I didn't even
facts.
realize I could stay up that late anymore because I haven't stayed up that late in a really long time, actually.
Right, with work.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'll go to work and then I'll stay at my job till like 10. No, not even 10, maybe like 9:30, 9 o'clock the latest.
PM?
Then I'll, that what?
PM?
Yes.
Oh my
Sometimes,
god.
okay, but the thing is, like, sometimes, like, because of how my job is set up, I'll just, like, hang out and chill. Like, I'm not working, which is, like, good because, like, I like my job, but also, like, I'll stay till 9 o'clock just
Right.
chilling. Like, it's too much. And then I'll come home and I'll start like relaxing, and then I'm out like by like 12.
Yo, I freaking wish, girl. My sleeping schedule is all messed up all over again.
No way.
I swear. And I don't even understand why. It's just like, you ever
It's
like,
not
all right,
school.
no, it's not school. It's crazy because, let me get into that. So basically, like, I'll be tired and I'll be like getting into bed and everything. I think what messes it up for real is I stay on my phone until I fall asleep, but that doesn't really make sense due to the simple fact that like it's gonna keep you up. It's still, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I just stay on my phone and then I get carried away and it ends up being 2, 3 in the morning, girl.
Nah, I
And then for
don't. I be playing like white noise on my phone. Weirdly
yo,
enough.
I try to do that, but like, girl, I don't even know if it's like my ADHD or whatever, but I really be playing white noise and I'm like, I'm getting distracted because I really be sitting there like, okay,
Really?
this might go hard a little bit.
No way. I do more
Yeah,
of
I'm like, yo, this might go hard.
like
Up.
rain. I do more rain sounds than I do like white noise. White noise for me though is like okay, say if I'm on the phone with somebody, it's so easy for me to fall asleep. Like if I'm in bed and I'm on the phone with you, it's so easy for me to start like feeling tired and getting
Yes,
tired because the phone emanates white noise for me. So I'm sitting there knocking out, like my head is doing that bobbing thing where you're like, oh, I didn't even know I was doing that, and you catch like your phone falling out of your head, like stuff like that. So that's why it's so easy for me to fall asleep like on the phone. That's why I feel like white noise is for me. But like if I genuinely can't fall asleep, I'll put rain noises on and I fall
yo,
asleep like
I
that.
remember we would be really playing Fortnite and you would sit there and I'm like, yo, why is she so quiet? Because we really be like, if it's not us giggling for no reason, it's us just chatting it up. So I'm like, why is she so quiet? And then when I go, I'm like, hello. And then I'm like, yo, she did not just fall asleep.
Yo, it's the way that like all of my friends have gotten that treatment for me, and every time I feel so bad because I'm like, but when did I fall asleep? And I genuinely be like, but when did I fall asleep?
No,
And I'm just like, damn, I fell asleep. Like, wait a minute, I fell asleep. Hold up, I didn't even know I fell asleep.
yo, I remember I used to really get offended. I'm like, yo, sis really is saying that I'm the perfect way to
No.
fall asleep.
No,
No,
no way, no way, no.
yo, this is crazy, man. I just wanted to let you know I really miss you and I really appreciate the fact that you're on
I've been wanting to do a podcast with you for so long. I've been wanting to be on an episode for so long, and I'm so excited. I was like listening when you was posting up your other ones, and I was sitting there commenting myself. I used to be like, "You exactly right, Val. Exactly. Say that. You know what?
back.
I agree." Like I was making my own commentary as he was talking, and it was funny, but I liked it.
Yo,
I've been waiting for so long.
yes, and then like we really planned like a while back. I think it was from our first episode we planned the collab, but
Right.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. I've been all over the place to be honest, but I'm really trying to get back on track and really be like consistent and stuff. So and here we are
Yes,
today.
I've been so proud. I've been so happy watching, listening, watching. Well, more listening than watching, but
Right. I've been
listening to the podcast and stuff.
right. I've been more focused on audio just because I don't even know.
Because it's
Like my first
easier,
episode, it
like
was
you're more
cute and
comfortable.
yeah, it was cute the first episode, but like I don't know. I feel like I needed that little boost. Like me getting back on my main channel, it gave me the little boost of sorry, the background noise, you already know who it is. It's Milo's loud ass. For no reason. Playing with a bag, no business doing so. But basically, like hopping back on my main channel kind of gave me like that confidence boost where I'm just like, girl, you really does this camera shit. Like, cut it
Period.
out. Cut that shit out. So
I like how you did that though. That the podcast is more like audio than visual, and then like on their main channel it's like, okay, now you can see a piece of me versus like you can hear a piece of me. I don't know if that makes sense, but to
Right.
me that makes sense.
So
But
that's why, like,
I really like it.
I'm glad you do. That's why, like, I've been doing audio, and then now I'm kind of giving the option because I know, like me, I like watching stuff as well. Like, I listen to my podcast, but I don't know. I like watching things as well.
It's
So I'm off.
weird to hear your voice.
What you mean? Just hear it?
Like,
I
is it?
sound
Yeah.
different.
I don't know. I can't. Like, you know, when I be sending voice notes, I be like, yo, that was mad funny. I go back, I'll screen record it, and I be like, yo, I sound like that? Are you serious?
I feel like it
Yo.
kind of gives off that effect. Like, you see when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're really like, yo, I really look like this? Hold on.
Oh my God. You ever think that you looking like mad presentable? You the whole
Yes.
day you look mad presentable. Go to the bathroom, look in the mirror. I was walking
Yes.
around like this. Are y'all serious? And y'all didn't tell me nothing? Like,
Yes. Yo, people be
what?
fake like that.
But then I'll say it, and my friends be like, "What are you talking about? You don't even look bad. You're a liar. You're lying to my face, and I know it. Like, I went in
I
the mirror
feel
and I
like,
saw
yo,
myself."
we be so hard on ourselves, like not just you and me, but like everybody. We're really our biggest critics. So I feel
Right.
like we overjudge ourselves, and when people really be like, "What are you talking about, sis? Like you look fine or you sound fine. Like what are you talking about?" Because it really is a different perspective on how they see us versus how we see ourselves. You know,
Mhm.
is it's insane. I really wish that, like, I feel like it's part of human nature. I really wish that we weren't as hard on ourselves, because if we weren't as hard on ourselves, we would be so great at accomplishing many more things. Oh my god.
Great at like being able to just do like certain things too. Like being able to go up to somebody and like asking for their number, asking for their social media. I feel like that could be so easy for people if we
Girl,
weren't so hard on ourselves. Like, no, I'm good. I'm not gonna walk up to you.
yes,
But in my mind, I did. Just know in my
yes, it
mind,
really
I
be
walked
like
up
that.
to you.
Right. Honestly, the amount of times I've ever walked up to a dude, I could really count on my fingers, because that's when I got a message to play. Okay, let's see. I'm so excited.
That's so true. I was in group therapy the other day and we spoke about how critical we are about ourselves and that we wouldn't speak to other people how we speak to ourselves. And that gave me a whole new perspective on how I should be speaking to myself. Because it's true. I wouldn't be so aggressive and so judgmental to other people.
Yes. Oh my god. Hi, Nazaret. I love you, man. Yo, but for real, like, yo, it's really
I don't
crazy.
know. It's yeah. I agree. I kind of agree that but sometimes it's hard to like. I guess for lack of better words, like break the habit of doing that. Like it's hard for me to sit there and be like, you look presentable. Like the way that my other friends would like tell me, like, bro, you look fine. Who are you talking about? Like, wait a minute.
I feel like, you know what it is too, Anzyre? We're such empaths, like we're such empathetic people that it's so easy for us to, like, show love and be positive about other people, because we genuinely, like, we feel for other people that we forget to feel for ourselves too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's so easy for us to be like, yo, like, it's so easy for us to be like, yo, damn, like, you look mad cute today, sis. Like, what's going on? Period.
Right,
Then
right,
compared to us being like, damn, like, hold on, I look like a baddie today.
right, right.
But
It's
honestly, I
it's
really
it's
feel like, sorry to cut you off, man.
no, it's
I
okay.
really feel like it really is confidence, and it really is the perspective of you seeing yourself. And I really see a lot of progress within myself. Just like me looking in the mirror, me like even addressing myself, it's that little shift of me like, okay, sis, this is really how you look like physically. And you just gotta love your flaws. You gotta love every little inch of your body, every little inch of your facial structure, all of that, everything. Because really, if we really think about it, positive always the negative. Like pros
Mm-hmm.
outweigh the cons that we see in ourselves. So yeah, that's really,
I don't know. I think that's something that I have to work on myself. It's just
girl. I
sometimes
recommend
it
it
be hard.
wholeheartedly, because it's like, I don't know, you just view life differently, I swear. And I have so much more to like continue. How do I say it? I have so much more to like continue going through in order to like fully love myself. But just taking that first little step, I really see the difference a ton.
I'm gonna start speaking stuff into existence about myself and like my
Man.
mental, so that when it comes, like, so that I can get to the point where it's like, okay, anything anybody else says about me, like in regards to positive notions, I believe what they're saying instead of being like, oh yeah, thank you, they're lying, kind of type of
Right,
vibes.
like thank you, but like damn, like she probably lying or something.
Right. I don't know. She might be lying.
It
She's my
sounds
really
so
good
bad.
friend. I've known her for mad long, but I don't know if she might be lying. Like, it's one of those kind of things.
Right,
Like, I'm gonna make sure I speak higher into existence from now on.
right,
Like, you
right.
know what? She said what she said, period, and I'm gonna believe her.
For real, something that really keeps me going on, like to really go on this journey of really appreciating and really loving myself, really has to be the fact that I read something. It was like you gotta vibrate higher in order to achieve higher frequencies, and that resonated a lot because I want so much for myself. I want to meet new people, possibly meet my little boo thing or whatever. But in order
Don't
for
even
me to
get me
do that, I
started.
really gotta, huh?
I said, don't even get me started. I'm not even.
But
Even.
for real, but in order for anybody to accomplish that, a healthy relationship to even go into that, or healthy friendships, or even live a healthy lifestyle, and not just like, it's not even about food. It really is how you carry yourself and stuff like that. The aura that you put out to the world, it really starts with you. So that's what really I keep in the back of my head. Like, girl, you really gotta get it together within yourself in order to prepared to put that out to the world. Period.
And what's crazy is that, like, you're saying all of this, and not to put nobody's business out there, but like just the other day, I told like the same thing you're telling me to one of my good friends, and I was like, you need to start putting happy thoughts into, like, for yourself, for your mental health. So you're sitting here telling me the same thing that I'm telling other people, but I can't listen to like my own advice myself. So it's just, it's
Girl,
ironic and it's funny, and it's like, oh,
yes.
okay.
I was literally having that conversation with my friend last night. It's so easy for us to give people advice that we know deep down inside ourselves, but we don't take it.
Right. It's so easy. It's like, she said, Selena Gomez, it comes naturally. Like, I'll be able to just say it. Like, I could just, like, listen, this is what you need to do to make yourself better. But if somebody was to sit there and tell me, I'd be like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to work on that. Like, you're gonna have to give me a
Right.
second. I don't know. I don't know.
Right. And I remember we were talking about like self-sabotage. I think it was like earlier, not this month, but like the ending of last month. It really be
Hmm.
self-sabotage.
No, for real. That's my biggest like toxic trait about myself. Not even towards, like, because I'll never sabotage nobody else, but I'll always self sabotage myself. Like, I always sit there
Mm-hmm.
and be like, no, like, I'm not good enough for this. I'm not gonna be good at this. This isn't gonna go well. Or it's like, oh, this is going too well. Something's wrong. I need to take a step back, and I'm just gonna put like 1,000 more walls up that I just broke down. Like,
Yeah.
it's a whole lot of that goes
Yeah.
through my mind.
I can relate to that. Honestly, it really be you have to go hard for yourself, girl, because nobody's gonna go hard for you as much as you.
Hmm.
Like,
Exactly.
keeping yourself at that mindset will really hold you back from so many opportunities. Like, people will really walk all over you because of that. Because people really see that. People see when someone has some sort of insecurity and they feed off that, unfortunately.
And you know what? Misery really does love company, so I try not to show it. I try not
Absolutely.
to, like, I try not to let other people know what's like going on. But it's also like, I don't allow that misery into my friend group anyways. But
Right.
sometimes it might, I don't know, maybe it'll sneak in at some point, but I still like refuse to let. I was just talking to my friend about this the other day too. Like I was telling him, I was like, there are certain people that I know that are still at like only a level like 10 of our friendship. And then there are people that I've seen that have tried to get to higher levels of our friendship, and I realize how they are, and I kind of keep them at a lower level because it's like you're some type of way by yourself that like you don't see how you project on other people, and I don't really want you to level up within my friendship. Like you can stay right there. It's gonna be a basic like kind of high and by situation. I really don't want you in my circle kind of vibes. And it's like, you know me, I'm never the type of person to not take in friendship, but I have rejected like the past week or so, it's been a whole lot of like this one person like swears that they know me. They speak about stuff that I do. They're like, "Oh, you're this type of person and that's why people are not going to want to be your friend anymore." And I'm like,
Um,
"Bro, no,
excuse me.
you're this type of way and you're projecting that from yourself onto me. I'm a good friend and I know I'm a good friend. You're projecting whatever you're doing onto me, and that's why that person has stayed at a certain level. Well, honestly, I wouldn't even require us to be friends, but that's why for a really long time that person was staying at a certain level of friendship with me because I knew from the jump like you have things going on that's not gonna enter into my circle, and
For a
I'm gonna
fact.
leave it at that.
For a fact. This dog, man. For a fact, honestly, it really is self awareness, and it really is the people you surround yourselves with. Because something that I really noticed, and I noticed this back in high school, is you really like as a person, we're so inclined to like feed off our friends, and we don't really notice it. Like we really pick up bad habits. We really pick up certain things that they say, the way they talk, the way even they feel about themselves, and we really don't notice it until we catch ourselves like, wait, hold on, this really sounds like this person. Like I'm really saying
Hmm.
this right now. And
Like
that's
I'm really doing this, and I'm remembering somebody else that I used to, like one of those.
right. And it's like you really gotta sit back and you really gotta observe and evaluate the people in your lives because we really be feeding off that as humans. And that's why, like, girl, I've been cutting people off left and right, not holding back off of it. Because at the end of the day, there are some times that you gotta realize, listen, I'm getting ready to go on to a whole nother level that this person might not be ready to come on along with me. And
Hmm.
it's sad and it hurts, and sometimes you wanna keep the ties, but for you to really elevate, for you to really prosper, you really gotta let that shit go.
Honestly, I that has been something that I've been working on with like certain people in my life as well. I think it's just a little bit harder to. I don't know. I guess for me, it's a little bit harder to do because I'm constantly at like a push and pull kind of feel when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay, I'm like you push me away, but then you pull me back with like the support and all the love that you give me as your friend. And then it's like you pull me away because you do something that I'm just like, as my friend, why would you do that kind of vibes? And it's so like, that's been something that I've been wanting to work on for myself. It's like, mm, I'm good, but also like, I have to really sit back and think, do I really want this person in my life if it's constantly gonna be this push pull? Do I really want this person in my life if if their first thought of being my friend is this type of way, like how is it that you can sit there and be my friend and do this type of stuff when it
Right.
comes to like it's certain, and it's just I don't know, that's something that I've personally like brought myself down upon, like, oh, I shouldn't like keep you in my life. Why am I keeping you in my life if this is what it is? But I've had you in my life. I don't know, it's hard.
It
It's
really is
hard.
being an empathetic person. You really want to understand why people do the things they do, even if it's doing you wrong. And all I
Hmm.
gotta tell you about that, girl, you gotta recognize when someone is trying to do the bare minimum to keep ties with you for their benefit, and whether they really want to be your friend. That's
Honestly,
the main difference. You gotta evaluate between your friends, and if you notice, it's like, yo, they only here because they need this from me, or because I provide them with this. You gotta let them go.
period. And that's gonna
Period.
be something that I struggle with the most in
For
this
a fact. And
upcoming
listen,
year.
I'm
But
saying like it's nothing. I'm not trying to downplay anything. Of course, I know it's easier said than done. Take your time with it, but this is something that you gotta like marinate in your head. Like, yo, listen, like it's really time for it, for real. Cause Anzyre, you're
I
really
kind of told myself by the end of 2021, like a lot of people that's in my life right now is just not gonna be in my life by the end of 2021.
ceasing to
Like
exist.
honest to God, that's something that I spoke about maybe like a week and a half ago. I even like I wrote it down like in my notes. I was like, you're not going to be treated the same way in 2020 that you were treated in 2021, and by the end of 2021 you're not going to have the same friendships, and that's something that you have to prepare for. Like I've seen TikToks of people buying it's like some stone or something, and
Mhm.
like a crystal, not a stone, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
like a crystal, and the crystal is like it makes sure that it takes out all the bad stuff in your life before it can start bringing in the good stuff. And I've been wanting to get it because I kind of wanted to all just like get out just so that I could live better, be better.
yeah.
But it's
When
also
it comes,
kind of like, mm,
yeah, when it comes to like exterior things like crystals and manifestation and positive affirmations, only thing I say is don't get too comfortable with that, because at the same time I feel like some people, like, of course I believe in a lot of the stuff, and I really like appreciate that, but at the same time some people I feel like they got comfortable in the sense like they will do that, like for example they'll manifest something every day but they wouldn't put the work in. So it's also like
mm-hmm.
remember that you have what's it called,
uh,
responsibility,
I know
you
the word that you're thinking of, but it's not like it's not popping up in my head, but I know like the explanation that you're thinking of for the word. I just can't
um
think of it.
you have control too, period. Yo, but yes, for a fact, I've been seeing Bretman Rock. I've been really getting into like his stories on Instagram. Girl, I live for them, and he's been showing like crystals and different plants and like their
I just
purposes
want
and
the
stuff.
right, yeah, I just want the right stuff too. That's why I think that's why I'm also a little like afraid too, because it's like, what if like I know how to search up for the right things, but it's like I'm not gonna go to a store and then get a fake crystal or whatever, stuff like that,
Right.
kind of.
Yeah, I
Like I'll
definitely
be
understand.
tight.
Right, like you imagine, like I'm trying to get protection and there's some evil stuff. Girl,
Oh no, I think I would cry.
Same here, girl. But yo, let's hop on to these topics, girl.
We
Let's really
spent.
talk about it. Honestly, like, let's talk about cancel culture. Milo, he'll be here in the mic. He
Oh my
said I
god,
have
he
to
wants
say
to.
what I
He said I have something to say
have to
about
say. Literally.
cancel culture.
Fact. He said, hold on, I don't like that. Hey, sweetie. So, can't
um,
thank you. Cancel culture, girl. When I think about cancel culture, I think about Charlie D'Amelio. That poor girl.
honestly, okay. Here's what I think about cancel culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that in some instances, perfect. Leave it the like, not leave it the way that it is, but like this is what was needed, um, for this person because this person is, you know, that bad of a person, kind of. And I don't want to really bring up social media names because I don't want to bring up nobody's triggers about certain things. But it's like, yes, I can understand. However, something that I don't like about cancel culture is that if it was brought up and they're a person that has learned to change, has learned to grow, and it's like you can tell they're not the same person, why still bring it up? Why still constantly bring it up? Why still allow this situation to which you can see that they've had major growth within themselves still, like, what's the point? What is the reason for you bringing it up? Like, they've changed. Like, not everybody, like, I'm not understanding. Are people, what's the point of cancel culture if people can't change? You feel me? Like,
Right.
to bring up one example that I feel comfortable speaking on, like Jenna Marbles. She was getting like canceled over, I don't like, she's getting canceled over a couple things, but she's a person that a lot of people felt like she genuinely changed. She not even genuinely changed because a lot of it wasn't even bad, but like she's a really good person. She's no longer on like YouTube. She's no longer doing her like a podcast with I think it's her husband or her boyfriend, but I'm not sure if they're married or whatever, but her and Julian, like they no longer have a podcast together. Like she completely like shut off. And a lot of people were like, she was my person kind of vibes. And it
Mhm.
was messed up that she decided to leave social media because of cancel culture. And I was just like, huh? Like, what?
Right. And
What?
can you just speak a little bit about like what is it that she did and was trying to be canceled for? Because I'm not really familiar with her.
There's so there is some of it I feel like it's small, silly things, but so like people on the internet are so like
Critical. Yeah.
anal about like yeah, like stuff about that. Like I think one of them was like she had her goldfish in a tank that was a little bit too small, and she didn't realize that it was small, and people were like, your goldfish needs to be in a better tank. Like, why do people get pets if they don't know how to, like, stuff like that. But then I think there was also, I'm not sure if she had a racist past. It's that it's just like Mm, I'm not too sure about that, but I know for a fact that there was certain stuff in regards of like the same sense of like the goldfish. Like it's certain small things where it'll be like, but she's apologized for it, and
I think I did hear about her. I don't think she has a racist past.
yeah, I don't think so either, but it was something. I
Yeah,
can't
I
remember.
think I do remember. I was watching this video that I forgot the guy's name, to be honest. I am so sorry. But I just came across his video and he created this board game about YouTubers and like their apology videos. And I think he mentioned Jenna Marbles and it was like the silliest thing. Like I remember sitting there like, you gotta be kidding me.
No,
Compared to
seriously, like she
a lot
had
of
a really long
big
apology
YouTubers,
video about her goldfish. Like she had the
that's
longest apology video about her goldfish and putting him in a small tank. I was like,
that's
"What?
I
Are you
feel like people
serious?"
focus on the wrong things because there are really YouTubers out here. I'm not gonna say no names, but there really are YouTubers out here that really be out of control and still have a big platform.
And still make money off of their platform.
They will make not even money, but money.
Like big bucks. Like, okay,
That's
how does that work out? Um,
to be
with
honest,
in
yo,
regards to the Charlie D'Amelio situation, I'm not, they've been canceled for a couple things recently, so I'm not going to mention that. But in regards to her getting canceled because she was so called ungrateful for how many followers she had, it was just something where I was sitting there like, what? Like, are y'all serious? And even with her sister getting canceled for not liking the snail, it's snail. Like,
right,
y'all sitting there bugging as if, like, I'm sorry, but I know for a fact that there have been people where they're friends with people who are way pickier than eating snail, that they would do this, they would have the same reaction for stuff like mayonnaise, for stuff
right,
like ketchup, like for stuff like
I genuinely feel like cancel culture shouldn't be a thing, and obviously it's gonna be inevitable to like remove it because everything on the internet cannot be censored. I just feel like a lot of people carry hate and are miserable with their own lives, so when they see other people living the life they want to live, they want to come at them. Like, it's so unnecessary to look at who a person was 7 years ago, when you 7 years ago weren't the same person you are today. Like, people change, and there has to be grace, because we're all human and we all make mistakes and we all fall. But it's different when someone is like publicly in the present time, like sending hate, discriminating, being racist. When it's that, yeah, their platform needs to be taken away. But like things from years ago, nah. Like, why?
Honestly, I'm
I
so
completely
sorry,
agree.
girl. I thought I was
No, no,
able
no,
to
it's
like
okay.
pause it and then play it after you finish speaking, but just play it. Now I know. But she
No,
said
it's okay. Don't worry about it.
she took the words out my mouth.
Not
Literally.
really. She really did. Like the thoughts, the same exact thoughts that I had. Literally,
Literally.
like even if you are gonna go back 7 years, how is that person today in
Right.
regards to like it's all about growth. Like people grow, people change, people
Yeah.
evolve, people get um what's that word? I don't know. I There was a certain word that I had in my head, but people get taught about certain things. Like let's take it into consideration. The R word. People did not know about the R word slur being like that bad of a slur way back when. And
Yeah.
now currently it's like, yo, you can't use that. That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Exactly. I feel like we're continuously learning and being exposed to things that maybe a couple years ago, maybe even like a week ago, we didn't know how much effect and how much impact it can have. And we now know it's all about you starting off as somebody who didn't know something, learning about it, and how you move forward from then, to be honest.
Exactly. Uh-huh. Exactly. I really think that's what, and that's why I have wrote down, my little notes that I did before we started. I had wrote down like I kind of wanted it to be changed, maybe revived for certain things like that. Like to go back to what Nazaret said, if they're currently now like being discriminating people, harassing people, bullying people like online, being racist, stuff like that. I think there should be a certain term for stuff like that. Like you need to be like, for lack of a better word, dismissed or whatever. But like to cancel people over things that, like she had said, happened way long ago to now that they have growth. Like, why is it called the same thing? Like, why are we canceling you? How are you canceling somebody that's grown? Like, make it make
Right.
sense.
It's hard, honestly. This is where I feel like cancel culture gets very complicated, because it's kind of hard. Like, everybody has different levels of morality. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, you know, I was seeing people, they were like, oh, yeah, this was definitely so funny back then, but like now I see the issue with it. It's just like, I don't know.
You
Honestly,
know what's crazy? In my notes, I wrote, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but on my
no,
notes,
you're
I
good.
literally wrote in quotes, this generation is so sensitive that a lot of people say that so many
Yeah.
people say that now, that this generation is so sensitive. But it's like, no, like back then people didn't like think, like the wheels weren't turning in their brains to sit there and think this is weird,
Yeah.
because to them it was just, that's their brand, that's how they are, that's who they are, that's what they do. That's like a whole lot of it, I feel, was like that's their brand, and that's why it was so called quote unquote acceptable back then. But now it's just kind of like, bro, what? You sat there, thought this video out, and just posted it? Like,
And
no
left
way.
all these years. Like, honestly,
No way.
girl, that, yes, honestly, girl, that quote, I hate hearing that quote, because I don't feel like we're sensitive. I just feel like we're educated now, and we're pointing out things
Mhm.
that were so suppressed in our childhood
Mhm.
that we didn't know
Mhm.
the signs. Like, yo, this is something that's really negative. This is something that can be traumatic. This is something that's not right. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yes.
We got another message. Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
to a certain extent, our generation is a little too much, but there are things that we have called out that older generations haven't called out, because we are more open to talk about things that we should have been talking about forever. So to a certain extent, it was needed because a lot of things have been called out that shouldn't be happening.
Right. For sure.
Yes, and that's what, oh, that's what I was gonna mention. That I agree with the, like, sometimes our generation be too much in regards to like Dixie D'Amelio eating the snail and then throwing up. Y'all sitting
Right.
there, y'all lying if you wasn't gonna be grossed out about something that you've never had before, and then like, come on, are y'all serious? There's no way
Right.
that y'all haven't sat there and been like, this is nasty. Like,
Right. But it's true,
to be
yo.
canceled over
Gen Z
that
is
when you have people like Shane Dawson doing stuff that he does and you're canceling her over that. Oh,
yo.
you would have lost me.
Yes. And these celebrities being called out for stuff that they should not be getting away with. Absolutely. Yo, Gen Z is insane. I always talk about like, yo, I must be born in the wrong times, but I'm so glad I'm a part of Gen Z because we are really killing it. Sometimes we are killing it sometimes.
Yo, you know what's funny is that, like, for my job, not to really like disclose anything, but I work with middle schoolers. To me, it's so funny that I'm in the same generation as them because they'll sit there and be like, no, you're way too old. And I'm like, bro, we're the same generation. And it makes me laugh, but it also like kind of makes me happy that we're doing it now
Yeah.
so that them, like, as my middle schoolers are like, okay, that's something that maybe we need to call out as we get older as well, like stuff like that.
And I'm really glad that we have advocates and we're getting educated throughout time because I just honestly can't wait until people from our generation go into politics and really stand up for people that don't really have voices and really change it. And I really have so much faith in that because when we look at politics now, historically, it's just so sad. Like I really be so embarrassed to be a part of this country sometimes.
I it's crazy to me to hear like stuff that the older generation that's like my grandmother's age, my mother's age, like had to go through. It's like, y'all really allow that? Like, are you serious? Like, what? What, like, and not for nothing, I think it's like as you get older, it's also kind of a little bit more sad. I don't think the generation or like the younger generation behind us will kind of like understand it, but like for me, it's kind of sad because America was always painted as this is a really good country. And I think
Yes.
like when I was younger, I used to be like, nope, I don't want to live anywhere else. This is where I want
Mm-hmm.
to be. And
Yup.
now, as a 21-year-old, being able to vote and like having to listen to all, I'm like, are you serious? I have to live
Yeah.
here? Like, and I
Mm-hmm.
have to live here because my minimum wage doesn't allow me to be able to like live freely anyways.
Right.
No way.
Yeah, for sure. And even like the discoveries of what be happening, like the real tea on history. Oh my gosh. When people be coming
Yes.
out on Twitter, I'm like, hold on. I didn't learn that.
And I think it's so embarrassing that, like, and I've said it for so long that when I like I want to take I forgot the name of it, but I wanted to take like a African American history course
Mm, yes.
in college so I can learn accurate information or fill in missing pieces about information that I didn't learn when I was
Yeah.
in middle school, when I was in high school. Like, it wasn't until like last year, this year, that I started learning about Black Wall Street.
Yup.
And I was
Or
like,
what's that
that's
called?
sad.
Seneca, the Seneca Park. Sen- the what they replaced Central Park with. You know what I'm talking
Yes.
about? Yeah.
Yes. I remember you had sent me that. I was like, I didn't even know about that. Like, Central Park has always been like, oh, I can't believe they built this. Like, this is so amazing. Like, it's always, and then I was like, oh,
Right. Yeah.
like a
And
lot
for
of
those
that. Like, it's just,
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I believe it was Seneca, but I'll look it up. We have another thingy. Oh, okay. Seneca, it was like a city where black people finally started prospering after slavery and after the Jim Crow laws, and they were really prospering to the point that they were different social economic classes, and basically it was torn down to build Central Park. It's insane.
It's just, I don't know. It's This country is really sad to where it's been like y'all feel so threatened to the point of tearing stuff down, to
Yes,
the point of not being able to rebuild because
yes.
of somebody's skin color. Like, ah,
On
it disgusts
I
me. Like, I just be like, oh, okay.
it
Oh.
really will never make sense to me as to, like, if we really talking about it, I genuinely don't understand racism. Like,
Me either.
logically,
Me either.
don't understand
I really
it. We
don't.
got
And what I
another
don't understand is I don't understand. Okay, not that I don't understand it, but I can't comprehend as to how
yeah,
colorism got started either. Because it's like,
yeah,
are y'all really gonna sit there and tell me that one lighter skin version of a
the
skin
same.
tone is more like, you're like, are you kidding me? You're gonna sit there and
Yeah,
allow, like, because I know for a fact that it started not even within anyways. It's just, it confuses me. Like, it confuses me to the point where
yeah,
I'm just like, oh, make it make sense, because it doesn't make sense to me right now.
yes,
Oh, we got another
um,
thing.
yes. Wait, are you
White
about to read it?
people feel so threatened by black success. That's all I'm gonna say.
Period.
Yes,
Wait, are you able to click
period.
it
Like,
yourself?
yeah, I can click it too.
Okay, okay, cool. But yes, period. It really be that, and it's just insane because it's so hard to even picture. It sounds so negative, and I don't even want it to come out that way, but it's so hard to picture this world, because it's not only this country, but this world being not being racist, because it really be systematic racism for from centuries ago that really is keeping this going.
It's just, and what's crazy is that, not for nothing, I think it blows my mind how America is like this, not to claim that it's the center of it, but it's like, I've seen videos of people that have been from like UK and whatever, and they've been like, no, 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 we have racism over here. It's just a little bit more subtle, and it's like, like, what?
Yo, speaking
Like,
of UK, you heard about what's going on with the royal
and that's exactly my whole point. Like,
family? Yeah,
how do you like, the stuff that I've heard that the royal family has said to Meghan,
yup.
I can't even fathom hearing. Like, I'm like, bro, what? They said
Yo,
what to her? Nah.
it's insane. It really is insane. Am I surprised? Absolutely not, because that really is how people really be thinking, but they keep it to themselves. And it's just insane. To catch y'all up, because we need to give some, what's it called? We need to get some what's the
Recap?
word? Yes, we're gonna recap it. Basically, there's a interview with Oprah Winfrey and
Oprah. Sorry.
Oprah Winfrey and Meghan Markle, and basically Meghan Markle revealed. I don't know. She came out and she basically was saying how the royal family was concerned about their unborn child being too black, basically. And
Literally.
context. Oh my god, thank you so much, Carlos. But my friend that texted me and was like, "This is it." But yes,
Mm.
context. Basically, it's just insane because that goes to show that it really isn't even about skin color. A lot of the times, it's just simply about having some sort of blackness to a
Right.
person.
It's just the the feeling of embarrassment of having blackness within their family is so strong. And it's like, what? That's what
Yeah.
you're worried about? Respectfully,
On
y'all have had incest in your family for way too long for y'all to be
literally,
worried about having a little bit of blackness in your family tree.
literally, and it really drives me crazy because it's like, damn, like this is an unborn child, a child that has not lived life yet, and you're already discriminating and creating prejudice towards. Like, you gotta
You
be
know, you
kidding me.
know, you know what my friend had told me the other day? Not even the other day, last night. Last night, Valerie, this is how true it is. Do you know that the royal family picks out the names of each baby?
Really?
Yes. They don't even get to pick their babies' names.
But why?
Who, I can't even tell you. I can't even
Girl,
tell you.
this
I
reminds
think
me of
I
a
would have
conversation I was
I
having.
would have lost my mind if they would have told me that. If they would have been like, "Is the baby gonna come out black?" And then have
Yeah.
the nerve to pick up my child's name. Like, what? No way. You lost me.
Yo, this is the
You lost
conversation
me.
I was having with my mom. Basically, when I had decided to cut my hair, it wasn't even that much to be honest, but even that little bit, my mom is like, "Oh, are you sure you want to cut your hair? Like, you don't want to have long hair for your future husband?" I'm like, "For my future husband? I'm doing this for me, sweetie. What are you talking about?" She's like, "Oh, you know, 'cause
Honestly,
you can like to please your husband and like make him happy." I'm like, what are you talking about? First of all, my husband is gonna accept me for me. I'm gonna do whatever I want
period.
regardless.
Period.
Like, that's one thing. And I had to remind her, like, girl, you know it is your body, right? It is your hair, right? What are you talking about?
And you know what? To tie it into the next topic, it's crazy
Mm-hmm.
that women have to have long hair to be seen as pretty,
Yes.
to be
That's a
seen
good
as something
little
of
segue.
beautiful.
Right. That's a good little segue into our next topic, which is society standards between femininity. I can't even say that word right. And masculinity.
It's just
So,
it's one of those crazy things of like if you have long hair, you're equivalent to a beautiful woman. Like what?
yes. And it really isn't that deep, yo.
It isn't. It
I feel
really
like
isn't.
even us women from children, we have that put into our head. Like, you gotta have long hair. Like, you gotta make sure you maintain your hair. And we were taught that we have to have this sort of attachment to our hair, and it really isn't that deep. Because even before I went natural, oh my gosh, I wanted to cry up how much I had to cut my hair in order to go natural. And then the time that I've been natural, I'm just like, girl, you really had that stressing you out for no reason. Your hair grows back.
For real. For real, for real. Honestly.
It's just hair. Like, literally, I had to remind myself, like, it's just hair, girl. And I had to remind my mom too, because she has this attachment to it too. I don't get it.
I guess
But
maybe because like it's something that like I don't know, like I guess because you had the long beautiful hair that it was like, oh my god, my daughter is gonna cut all her
yeah,
like, whoa,
girl,
wait a minute.
some
Whoa.
tea, some tea that I'm about to share with you is the fact that she started cutting my hair, right?
Mhm.
The vlog I was doing, the 24-hour transformation, she started cutting my
Mhm.
hair. She couldn't even finish it because she was cutting so little that somebody else had to cut my hair. That's how personal it was for her. Yes.
She couldn't
Yes.
even finish it.
Girl, when I tell you she was not even cutting an inch, like she was cutting so little. And I was like, Ma, like if
Cutting
you're not about to do it,
centimeters.
yo, I'm like, if you can't do it, let me know right now, because we're not about to do this. Like, but
Oh my
yeah,
god, I can't believe she had like that much of an emotional tie to your hair. Damn.
yeah, I don't get it.
I
Honestly,
personally, I think I had asked my mom one year. if I could, I think it was like freshman year too. Either freshman year or like going into sophomore year, something like that. I had asked my mom if I can like cut my hair or something along the lines of that. And I had
Mm-hmm.
cut it and it was like up to my shoulders
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't like it. Like I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how it styled. I just didn't like it. And I didn't think it made me look ugly. I was sitting there like, ew, I don't like how my face is shaped with it. Like, I don't know, like I don't like it. Like I felt so different and I think like I don't think I will ever cut my hair that short. And I think what messed it up the most for me wasn't when I had curly styled it, it was when I straightened it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had cut it and I straightened it. And I was like, ugh, this looks ugly. Like, ew,
Yeah,
I don't like it.
for sure. Honestly,
And I
with
was
me,
just like, never again.
with me, when I cut my hair, when I first went natural, um, when I first went natural, I just remember like being insecure about it. Like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what it is. I feel like it really is that, like that, not stereotype, but that belief that long hair is beautiful and that's the only way to go. That I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't even do a ponytail, and I was just so like in distress about it. And then now that my hair has grown back, I'm literally like, yo, let's cut it some more. Like, I'm ready. I told my mom, I'm like, yo, once I get ready to go into my 30s, I'm cutting my hair off and I'm doing finger waves. Like, I'm gonna live my
Do you
30s.
know that my grandma has her hair like that?
Mm-hmm. I think
She
I've
has
seen
her
her.
hair exactly like that.
Yes,
And
I can.
when before she first did it, my grandma actually had like not long hair. I guess it would be like up to her shoulders. My
Mm-hmm.
grandma has had her hair cut that short for so long that I can't even remember visualizing her with long hair anymore.
Wow.
That
Yes,
she's
I could.
cut her hair for so short, and she looks so good. And
Yeah,
for her birthday, she likes doing her finger waves. She does the finger waves in her hair, and I'm like, she's living her best life. That must be what it
literally.
is.
I just imagine how free she must feel and how like empowering it must feel to like kind of like go against society's norms and saying like, yo, f this, man, like I'm living my best life.
And you know what's crazy? My both of my great aunts,
Mm.
I have three. Two out of my three also have short hair, like short, like,
I feel like times are changing, man.
and they look, I don't. First of all, I don't even know what either of my great aunts look like with long hair because ever since I've known them, they've had their hair cut that short. And
Period.
it's just like a common theme. And I'm like, listen, couldn't be me, but I love how y'all look with it. They look just
Yo,
like it's
I would
just that's how they
love,
are.
I would love.
But something that I had wrote down was that it's crazy. Like speaking of hair, it's crazy that women can't have hair in regards to um like underarm hair, leg hair, arm hair. I don't know if like either one of y'all that are like listening recall but like in those Vine days with like the MagCon boys, one of them, his name is Nash, and they like made videos of like the type of girls that they wanted to date. And literally, he sat there and he was like, "You can't have hair on your arms. That's disgusting." And I was like, "Oh." And I remember so many people like coming at him for it because it's like, "Oh, women can't have hair on their arms. Women can't," like just coming at him for basically stating that. And I was like, "Wow!" Like I couldn't believe that he openly spoke about something that as natural as that. I was like,
Yeah, and it's crazy because I don't know, like when I was a child, like I want to say around third grade, I had the hairiest arms. I literally, third grade for me was literally my puberty stage, for real. I got acne in 3rd grade. Like, I had hairy arms. I remember having hairy legs. Oh my god, girl. I tried to shave my legs behind my mom's back, and I got this big cut on my leg. It was insane. But
Oh,
it's just crazy because, like, why did I feel so, like, why did I feel the need to do that? Like, hair is so natural. I feel like people make it seem like it's something out of this world. Like, you're supposed to be bald everywhere. Like, no.
and
Like, that's
honestly, hair is
it.
like it's like a barrier, I want to say. I don't know if that's the right word that I should use, but like a barrier, like for example, like with your eyelashes, like it stops from like stuff getting in your eye, even though the eyelashes get in my eye, so make it make sense. But for like the other stuff,
Yeah,
it's
hair.
like it stops from like stuff like even like hair on the side of your face. Like people
Mm.
shave that.
Milo, can you stop?
People shave even the little microscopic like hairs that you have in your face. I'm like, you're shaving that? What are you shaving that for? I didn't even know you had to shave. Like, why? What's the
Yeah,
reason?
like
And
the
people
peach
just
fuzz.
genuinely
Like,
be like, oh, I don't like seeing it there. What?
yeah, you're talking about the peach fuzz on the face, right?
Yes, or even like around like the cheek area or like the like forehead area, like if they have it. I'm like, you're shaving that little itty bit
Right. I
and then
mean,
it
I
was
know
waxed.
some people. Okay, we have another. Okay, go ahead. You press Anzyre.
Okay.
Why are women considered unkept and dirty when they have a little bit of hair, but for men it's completely okay? What?
Thank. And that's exactly what we're literally trying to touch base on. Like, me personally, and I know if I ever have kids, that's gonna be something that I'm gonna basically enforce the fact that it doesn't matter what type of clothes you wear. Like, femininity, I can't even say that word. Being feminine, masculinity, all that. Like, I don't want my kids to ever have to worry about, like, ever doing that. I wouldn't want my daughter to sit here and be like, oh, I'm not ladylike enough, or my son to be like, oh, doing this, because people are making this comment and it pisses me off. Oh, doing this, oh, does that mean that I'm gay? Like, I hate that comment because it really never
Oh
be.
my god, I hate that comment. Continue.
Literally, it never be that. Like, your sexuality is based on who you are attracted to. You doing your nails as a man, you keeping up with your facial hair, you know, keeping up with your skincare and all that. That's something that's just the basic needs. Like, what do you mean? I hate the fact that people make it seem like men have to have like this grungy look to them, have to look in a sort of way kind of dirty, and it's gross. Like, that turns me off. I would not talk to a man like that.
Honestly, it's so funny that you're saying all of this because I literally wrote it down. I wrote all of that. I was like, why does like painting your nails and how they look equal to like being girly or like for lack of better words being gay? Like why
Mhm.
it's paint. It's a form of paint because really
Literally.
what is nail polish? So you're telling me that if they paint their nails they like boys. Like, how does that make sense? Like, where did you get that information from? I'm not. Where does that connection happen? Like, how did you sit there and think, oh, nails painted, they like boys? Where did that go? Like, how did you
Thank
do
you.
that? How did you
Thank
do
you.
that?
Oh, you remember when we were younger? I don't know if this happened in the schools you went to, but when I went to school, I remember it was so taboo for guys to wear the color pink. It's a damn color. What are you talking about?
Yo, what? And
So
it's. I still kind of see it a little bit in, like some people, not around me that I'm like friends with, but like people that I associate with, or like I'm not gonna say
Mhm.
what anything else what I was, but regardless, it's like, um, okay, to give an example, this girl had walked into my job. She's a little girl. She comes to the program. She has a
Mhm.
mask on. The mask is a Marvel mask. It's Spider-Man. Somebody had brought up why is she wearing that mask it's Spider-Man is for boys. And I said, why is it for boys? And it
Right.
was like, well, there's a whole lot of other powerful female characters in Marvel. I said, okay, why is Spider-Man for boys though? Like,
Right.
and I was just like, I'm not understanding. So it's stuff like that that is just like, why are you like, why are y'all sitting there teaching the younger generation about stuff like this anyways? Because it does not matter. If you like something, you like something. And it's funny because, to bring it up, there have been a lot of videos on TikTok that a girl will say she likes something, and boys automatically, not well, not all boys, but there are some boys that are automatically like, oh, so then name yada yada yada, or
Yeah.
what's this and this and that, or like,
Uh,
you're not a real fan of this and this because of this and this and that and the third, because you're a girl, or even liking video games, like,
yeah. I literally was gonna talk about video games because we be out here, but it's just insane because when I sit there and I have conversation with the men I come across, they're just like, oh, but I bet you don't know this. Like, boy, nobody's trying to know that. I just play what I play. It's that point blank period.
exactly.
Like,
Nobody's
it's just
question. I won't sit here and question you about your knowledge about certain things. When
right,
you say you like something, why are you gonna sit there and question mine to validate that I can play the game or
right,
I can do whatever, whatever case may be. Or even
exactly.
like on the topic of liking stuff, why is it that men can't like dramas or plays or whatever without it seeing as like, okay, he's a little bit fruity? What? It is a play. It is a play. There are male actors in this play.
Literally.
I'm not understanding. Where's the connection?
Girl,
Where's the
That
connection?
this topic really reminds me of my childhood and how there was like another taboo with boys that wanted to do ballet and stuff like that. Boys that are on the cheerleading squad. It's just insane. Like, even it even goes as far as careers. It's annoying, honestly.
It's like, in regards to like careers, it's annoying to hear, like, if you're working in like the nursing field or like the education field, it's like, oh, okay, then you must be a little bit more sensitive type of person. That's why you was in that field. What?
Yeah, yo, that
Sensitive?
really
So
can't believe.
being so being like an engineer, you can be sensitive? Like, I'm confused. How do you make that connection to that?
Right. It still surprises me as to the fact that people sit here and they're like, oh yeah, I'm against having a female president because she's gonna be too emotional. When our male presidents, boy, what? Are you
Feel
kidding
some
me?
type of way about every little thing that's been said about them. Like,
Literally,
way too sensitive on that fact. And I'd be like, oh, make it make
you
sense,
gotta,
because it don't make sense. I don't know. Like, it goes as far as even liking a certain color. Like you had said with shirts. Like, why is it that pink is seen for a girl and only pink? Like, oh, you're a
exactly
girl, you must like pink. Oh, you're a girl, you must like purple.
right.
Purple?
Pink, purple, yup. And then for
What?
guys, I associate like blue, red, um, I don't know, green around there. Like, it's
Right.
just like,
And
where I
for a
think
girl,
that
it
kind of,
has to be like, and
I think,
if it is like blue or green, it has to be pastel colors in that sense.
yeah,
But my thing is that it's also like, even if she did like those colors, why is it associated with her being a girly girl? It is a color. Like, and this is
yeah,
what I don't understand for certain things. Like, it's a color.
yeah. I
How is a
think that kind
color gonna dictate myself?
I think that kind of comes from like the Power Rangers and kind of like what we watch on TV shows. Because why is it that the Pink Power Ranger? Wait, was the Pink Power Ranger really a girl? Because I don't think they ever said.
I don't remember. I don't remember watching that
I
show.
But basically, what we just like, I know I assumed I was like, oh, the Pink Power Ranger. I want to be just like her because that's the girl, like type shit. It was weird,
I don't
but
remember. I didn't really watch Power Rangers as a child for no other reason other than I was watching Disney Channel.
I'm weak. I was I already tell you, I was all over the place.
Yeah.
Disney Channel ahead.
I was a Disney Channel fanatic. Like, fanatic. I was up there. I was up there with the Hannah Montanas, the Cheetah Girls, the That's So Ravens. Like, that was my stuff. You asked me about that, I got you. You asked me about Power Rangers, I couldn't even tell you what the other colors are. Nah, I lied. I know it's like black, green, red,
yellow. Yeah. White. I remember, all over the place. That's how you know I was out. I was nowhere but home. Alright. Let's move on to our fun topic. Basically, we're gonna be talking about the Freebritney movement. Girl, I just want to hear your input because I have my opinions for real.
Okay. Do you want to do like a quick recap of the Freebritney movement for people? Or okay.
So basically, it has been discovered that Britney's father, his name is, we're gonna refer to him as Big Jamie because this family apparently they're not really creative when it comes to names. They all have the same name, and I'll get into that. So we have Britney Spears. We have Jamie Lynn Spears, Britney's younger sister. We have Big Jamie, Britney's father, and then we have Big Lynn, Jamie's mother, Britney's mother. So basically, it has now been revealed that Big Jamie, the father, has been in charge of Britney's, like, everything that she's made from back then up to now, all of her money. And she basically has never seen most of the money that she earned. And then there was something about sending her away without her consent, making it seem like there was something wrong with her in order to keep the funds of her estate. And Anzyre, do you remember the amount? I don't know if you know the amount that they were saying that they're trying to get. It was like, I don't know if it was millions of dollars.
I don't remember. I don't remember what the amount was, but I know that they had said it was like in the high millions. Like,
yeah.
And I remember sitting there like, no way. No way. You lie.
And basically, the Freebritney movement is kind of like trying to okay, so as of right now, it's Big Jamie, the father, and another woman, I forgot her name, but she's like a trusted friend of the family. They're both in charge of what's it called? Of Britney's funds. And they have like control over what she can do type stuff. Like if she's able to do something, and they basically have access to everything that's hers. Like she has no control or say about it. Somebody wrote something?
And it's actually not just that. This guy literally control.
Okay. Yo. I'm ready.
And it's like her dad literally controls her entire life and claims that she's not stable enough to like run her own life and career and all that.
Alright, one more.
My fault. I don't even know how to work this. I don't know why I cut off like that.
It's cool. But thank you for chipping in, because like I know about it, but I don't really go too much into it. But yeah, that's basically in a nutshell. I also wanted to like bring it up so we can talk about it. Did you hear the conspiracy that her sister Jamie Lynn is in on this whole conspiracy? Like, wait, it didn't even make sense. On this, like, she plays a part, and she has played a part in everything that's happened. And Britney losing her rights to most.
Yes, and it's so weird that people have said that, but I think that also forms from the because it's not a conspiracy theory, based off of what was the name of that actress that you had told me that she talked out against like the discrimination that she had got from Zoe 101, being on Zoe 101.
I don't remember her real life name, but I know she played the character Nicole on Zoe.
Nicole, yes. That's what I'm gonna refer to her as, because that's the only name that I remember. But like, it's weird that this is a conspiracy that she's a part of it, because from the discrimination that Nicole got on Zoe 101, I'm like, damn, like she does seem like she could be that type of person.
Yes.
Like
Ever since I
hearing, like,
about that,
yeah,
I view her so differently. Like, I don't know. I kind of view her like in a malicious way. I don't
very
know.
much,
I
very
only
much.
one.
And it's messed up because that was a really good show. Like that
Yeah.
was the Nickelodeon show that I watched. But
Be
like it's
honest,
messed
she
up.
to her role. Cause Zoe
That
as a
what?
character, she kind of played into her role. Zoe as a character was not a nice person.
She was not.
Like I
She
always
really wasn't.
think, oh, what is going on with her? Like, is she good?
She was not a nice person. But like it's just regardless. I believe that she could possibly have played a part in
I mean,
because this is just a conspiracy. This is not real.
allegedly, we're not trying to
Or
get
that
like a
we know
suit.
of. Yeah, it's just I believe it, but I wholeheartedly believe that Brittany has not been in control of her life in a very, very long time. Like I think it
Yeah.
started even before she shaved her head, and I think that's why she shaved her head, and after that it's just been like 1,001.
Is honestly crazy because like I wouldn't say that I was a diehard Britney fan. That's mostly with most artists. I've just been all about my TV shows, to be honest. But like, I remember like when I was younger, it was so like, oh, Britney Spears, she's having a mental breakdown, and it's always like all these people are having mental breakdowns, but they never talk about what's the reason as to why they're doing the things that they do. The same thing with Amanda Bynes. Yo, let me not even get into that. But it's always trying to portray these people, especially like people that are like child stars, that they're always crazy or there's something wrong with them, or oh, they need help, or they're doing drugs. It's always something like that that we hear about these child stars, but nobody really talks about what comes with being a child star, because I know that shit is not easy. It can be easy. I can't even imagine myself being a child star and coming out okay from it.
I think
That's a
I think you make a really good point. I think Dan Schneider kind of played also a lot like
ooh, girl, we gotta come back.
into
Man,
into the traumatics of being a child star on Nickelodeon. And
we
it's kind of nasty to think about because he has so
got,
many successful Nickelodeon shows.
oh my god, yes, and
So many.
a lot of it.
I don't know. But in regards to I wish, like, I don't want stars to have to share their personal lives ever because it's like, as a
Right,
famous person, like, we already see your life unfold
right.
on the regular basis, but it's like, damn, I wish I could know. Like, I wish
Yeah,
they would
you
come out like
already know. We
with
want
like
the
a
tea.
docu-series, like something. I don't know. I think that though I think that they put her like on meds to the
I
point
think
where
so.
where it
A
silences her. Like what?
preservatory. Like I've never heard I've never heard of a preservatory before.
I've
But
never either. I don't even know what that is. I
that's
don't know that
basically
they
where they
had stuff like that.
right. Me either. But to be honest, they still have I forgot what it's called, the correct term for it, but they still have camps to try to convert gay people into straight people. So I'm not even shocked.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. That makes more sense now. I just I don't know. I believe that they have her like on something. Like there's just something that
Yeah.
continuously has her this way because there's no way her as a 30 something, almost 40 something, I think, year old woman is okay with not having her funds. Like
Right.
what? And I think her shaving her head was
Kind of like a cry out.
yeah, pretty much. It was like pay attention to me. You need to pay attention to the fact that something is going on with me and nobody's listening to me. Maybe if I do this, people will start listening. But everybody just
Right.
kind of thought that she was just like crazy. And
Yeah.
I was like,
There there was also this part of her documentary that she released years ago that she was just kind of hinting at it. I don't remember word for word what it was, but she was basically just like, like hinting that she's trapped and it be the people closest to you. And now that people are bringing it up in light of this, it's just insane to me, honestly. We have a audio thingy.
And one thing that people say is like in a lot of her Instagram posts, they think she's like writing or like sending little messages in her captions and stuff, like the way she's feeling and shit.
Okay, one more.
Or like signaling for help. Like some people think that she's signaling for help in some of her captions.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised because if they have control over her money like that, I could just imagine that she's constantly being watched, like observed. I could just imagine, yo. Honestly, I really.
To sorry, continue.
No, that's all I had to say. Go ahead.
To tie into what he had said, I had saw a lot of that on TikTok, which is where I think the Free Britney movement, which is weird to call it that, but regardless, which is where it kind of like started and like stirred up. Um, and it just like I was just kind of sitting there like, whoa, 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 she's doing what? And it would be that I don't know, like something that scared me was kind of like if they're controlling her for everything else, how do we know that they're not controlling her social media and seeing
Mm-hmm.
all of this and like trying to play into a part of like, okay, you need to wear this because they said this and this and that and the third, and we're just trying to get like, I don't know, like it made me nervous. The whole thing was just
Yeah,
kind of had me sitting there like, ooh.
for sure, man.
The things she be posting are kind of odd. And if you see, some posts are actually repeated, like they're not even new. I low-key think that she doesn't even have control of her Instagram. But some of her captions are weird, so she might have some sort of access to it.
You know what?
Damn.
I need to go look at her Instagram right now
Me
because
too. About
hold
that.
on.
I
Because I
really
didn't
didn't know.
even
That's
whoa.
insane.
It's the way
They
that's
free.
like the first post that I go and I look and I see on her page without even listening to the audio, like she just looks so bad. Like
Damn.
her
I got.
face just looks I don't know, like I don't know, like oh
I
my
don't know.
goodness.
Like I don't even want to judge her physically or none of that, but like she always looks really sad and like
She always looks really sad and she always looks really tired.
yes. I don't know, man. And then I just recently found out she has kids. I don't even. I really hope they free her. I feel so
I didn't know
like
her
it
kids
really.
were this old. Hold on, whoa.
And what people also say, I'm not trying to put anything in anybody's head, but people say that like there's videos of her like dancing in front of a mirror and stuff. People think that there are like hidden cameras around to watch her do like daily things, but catch it without her like knowing and shit, so they could post it.
I wouldn't
What?
doubt. I wouldn't doubt
That's
that. That's what I
so
was
weird.
observed, and I wouldn't even doubt that they go as far as that. That is hella weird, yo.
People,
That's
there's been a another conspiracy once again because these are just conspiracy. There's been a
niggas.
conspiracy that even her husband is in on it. Like her
To
husband, her yo, because it's like people have said that her husband and her father are alike within that way that they firmly believe that he's a part of like the control over her because it's like, oh, how are you her husband and you're still like allowing this to happen, like nothing has changed and you're like,
me.
and I'm like,
That's what has me confused because see one person really standing up for her, and that's why I really believe the Jamie Lynn Spears conspiracy too, because it's like, yo, how are you her sister? Like, how are you her mom? Like, how you have this relationship with her and nobody's standing up for her? Like, it's just weird. I don't
It's the whole thing just makes me so uncomfortable. I'll sit there and
same
just be like, okay,
same. I
um,
watched the
why did
docu
nobody
series,
notice this before?
right? I don't know.
I
I've
don't know.
been wanting to watch docu series, but there's just certain things that I just hold off from watching, like the Central Park 5 docu series. I couldn't get through it. Um,
Yo, I will never, ever watch that again.
I
The
couldn't get through it.
pain, the pain that I have felt when I was watching that, the emotion that I have felt when I was watching that, I sobbed. I sobbed multiple times during that, and I was like, I don't want to continue, but I want to continue for the knowledge of what happened.
Yeah,
Like, I need to know the
I
information, because if I
I really
won't, then it'll just eat me up to the point where I just have to watch it anyways. And
know.
it
Anzyre,
was the saddest thing that I have ever watched, Valerie. I was like, no way that this is what happened. I was like, what?
I
What?
really couldn't, because I was like, girl, I think I only made it like 15 minutes into the first episode, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, I watched docu series that really had me like crying like a baby, yo. The Khalif Browder story had me crying like a baby. Um, the trials, is it the trials? The trials of Gabriel Fernandez, the 8-year-old boy that was,
I don't even want to watch that. I have
girl, that
not watched it, and I don't even want to watch it because of
that one.
how upsetting the story was from just me hearing the little synopsis about it. I'm like, I don't even want to watch it. I don't even want to watch it.
I don't know how I got through that one, but that one is, they should have had some trigger warnings because they have a lot of pictures, a lot of data. Yo, that, I can't believe it, man. But like docu series like those, I can't do it. I couldn't do the Central Park 5, to be honest. And mind you, it was like I took the summer class, and she was like, my professor, she was like, oh yeah, I'll give extra credit for those that watch it. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just read up about it and keep it pushing because it's just too much. All right, my fault. I forgot to play.
Nice. Oh,
And it's crazy because all this just shows you the type of control that her father has over her life, period. And this is an ongoing legal battle that they going through to try to get him off and have someone else like running her career and all that, because this is called a conservativeship, I think, where
Mm-hmm.
he's basically, you know.
Yeah, I read up on that too. Conservatorship, where if you're not quotation mark stable enough mentally, then somebody else can make all the decisions for you. Yeah. Um, it's insane. The Britney Spears, that is odd because I don't think we've ever heard anything like it before.
but my thing is, we still aren't even hearing anything. Like,
Right.
I have no information. And maybe it's because I haven't brushed up like enough on it. Maybe I need to like
Yeah.
brush up on it better. But I've heard nothing. Like, not that I've heard nothing, but it's like, why
Like
did
not
we
enough.
claim that she was not mentally unstable? Like, why was it that it was actually passed that she wasn't enough mentally stable? Why is it only
Right.
her? Why did they never
Right.
do it to Jamie? Because I
Right.
don't hear nothing about it being done to Jamie. I didn't
No.
hear nothing about it being done that they're taking away her money. So why is it only Brittany? I'm not understanding why it was only Brittany, and that's why I believe that she was medicated and they give her meds and they do it to. Uh, I I guess to control her, but that wasn't the word that I wanted to use. But they're doing it like in the sense that she can't openly speak about stuff like that. And it's like, what? Like, how did you get that to pass? Like, you don't need a
Yeah.
doctor's note for that. And if you do need a doctor's note, like, you don't have to have a doctor present for that. And if you do, like, I don't know. It's a whole lot of things for me. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able
I
to sit there and trust that even if you brought in a doctor's note, that this is actually from a doctor. Even if you brought in a doctor, that this is a doctor that you didn't pay for. Like, I don't know. Certain things is just way too sketchy. How was she mentally unstable at whatever age he decided to do all this? And
Right.
if she was, how was she still making music? How was she
Right.
still recording music? I don't know.
Honestly, the person speaking, that's my friend Carlos. He watched the docuseries on Hulu. So he's very informed about it. But honestly, I think I'm gonna have to check it out because it's true. Like now that you bring up these questions, I'm very curious because a lot of things are not adding up. But honestly, as I gotta
Right.
remember, we live in a world where if you have money, you have all the power. So I wouldn't be surprised if they pay off somebody to forge it. I wouldn't be surprised if they're paying somebody to prescribe these medications where she is not really like she's like hallucinating at some point or not really aware of what's going on or not being able to speak up about it. I wouldn't be surprised because in this
Mm.
world money is power,
I
unfortunately.
know, and really, really, like, I wouldn't even be surprised if they was paying the judge.
I
That
wouldn't
was
be
like,
surprised
it's
either.
just a lot. It's just too much. Like, I don't even think that she'll. I don't know. I don't want to put nothing negative into existence, so I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. But it's too much. Like, I
Yeah.
don't like. Will she ever get her freedom? Is like the biggest question I'll ever have about this whole thing.
No, I'm really gonna pray on that because yo, it's been years. It's probably been a couple of decades too. I'm really gonna pray on that. I really hope she gets her freedom, and I really hope that one day she will be able to tell her story if she feels comfortable doing so, so that she can really get the justice that she deserves. To be honest, but
Honestly, even
let's
me. I mean, me as
girl,
well.
let's wrap this up. This has been an amazing session. I am truly grateful for you, and I'm truly grateful for Nazaret and Carlos for participating and taking time out of the day to be here live, you know? But yeah, thank you to you guys. I'm really looking
Thank you
forward
for
to,
having me.
of course, girl, you need to come back. You already know you're always welcome back.
So excited.
But I can't wait to see the footage for this, but it's lit, man. I really had fun with this. I'm definitely gonna be going live again. But
Yes,
yeah,
this was actually I really like this to get the little, like
yeah.
messages that they send in, like, oh, that's it. I like that.
Yes, because they stepped in and they provided perspectives that, we have both of us, but at the same time it was a different perspective brought to the table. Amazing.
Right,
Truly appreciate.
right.
All right. Anzyre, if you're down, we need to play Fortnite later.
Okay. I'm down.
Is but all right. So yeah, we're about to log off. I'm about to do my outro off of here. But yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna text you, Anzyre, and I'm gonna text Nazaret and Carlos as well. Love you
Okay.
guys. Bye.
All right. Bye.
So that is all for this session. This session was incredibly informative, incredibly fun. I loved it, honestly. I look forward to doing more sessions like this, even though I know editing is going to be a headache, but I truly enjoyed this. I hope that you guys enjoyed this as well. I can't wait to bring more guests onto the podcast. But yeah, that was my lovely friend Anzyre. Thank you to all of you guys once again. And if you enjoyed this session, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more sessions like this one. And yeah, see you guys in next week's session.